Let's check if it's recording. Hello, hello. Yeah, okay. So, welcome, Isabella. Thank you for being here. I know you usually have a really busy agenda, but so I appreciate these some minutes that you spend with me. So let's just get into the interview so I don't waste a lot of your time.
Sure.
Hello.
Hi. Hi,
As you
everyone.
know, we are gonna speak today about how to handle team conflicts.
Mhm.
So, first question will be, can you describe a recent conflict in a team setting and how did you respond to it and what approach did you take to resolve it?
Mhm. Well, thankfully, I don't have that many conflict experiences, but the ones I had, so one of the recent ones was we were working on a marketing strategy and we were working in a team of 6 people. And when we were deciding, so we were focusing on men's beauty industry, and we were trying to decide on which product to focus on, that we would like to implement in the future into our brand. And me and one of my other colleagues, we kind of had a different experience, like a different perspective of what would the market benefit from. I was very much pushing for an oil for men's beer, where he was much more into like moisturizers.
Mm.
But at the end, we were having a bit of a heated discussion at the beginning, but then at the end we took a step back and we were like, okay, let's do some more research. What competitors offer, what kind of ingredients we could implement in our products to make it really different from the competition, and we came into a solution. So I would say if I'm faced with a conflict, I don't take conflict necessarily as something wrong. I try to take it as like a growing opportunity, and really finding a middle ground, because it's for me it's really important to think to 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 keep in mind that we have a common goal and we are not competing against
Yeah,
each other. We are a team. So really taking this step back and being like, okay, you know what? Like, let's do a research. Let's really think of what can our customers benefit from the most. Was the best, I think, outcome in this situation, because we really took our time to do research, and then we both agreed on a mutual, like we both came to a mutual agreement.
yeah, I completely agree. I mean, when you work in teamwork, the goal is the same for everyone. You want to reach the same goal. So, okay, speaking about this, for example, this example you just shared with me, thank you for sharing it with me.
Mhm.
What was the role you took in this discussion? Were you like the leader? You supported the others' ideas, you challenged your opinions, or you just like maybe sit back and observe and then provide feedback? Proactive, you know?
So I would say the role I'm taking in the team, it really depends on who I'm working with, and it depends on the project, because obviously there are some projects that are more involve more like, for example, financial analysis, where there are some more projects that are creative. In this particular example, it was more about creative skills, because we had to come up with a product and then build a marketing strategy about that product. So in this particular case, I was way more involved in terms of leading the discussions. And as I mentioned, we were a bit of a bigger team. So it was really me that started the discussions and started the brainstorming. But I'm always making sure that all team members are contributing and sharing their ideas. I'm obviously trying to take into account that some team members feel more comfortable with numbers, where some team members can be more comfortable with presenting or writing. So this project was very creative. So as I mentioned, me and my colleague, we're all both very passionate about beauty industry. So we were really the leading factors in these conversations, but we made sure that everyone contributes. And then when we were implementing the marketing strategy, we just divided the tasks based on our strengths and weaknesses.
I mean, I completely agree with you. I think it depends on the area of the study and also if it's more numbers, as you say, or more marketing. I think that like a leader a leader should always lead everything, but it's better to have a leader that understands and cares about the subject. Completely agree. Now let's switch a little bit the conversation. Let's go and speak about, I want you to think, if you can remember, a difficult conversation you've had inside a team, and how did you express your thoughts, and how did you balance being assertive while considering the other's perspective?
I like the question, especially because I'm kind of a person that never holds back the feedback. I'm a person that likes the feedback, and especially like constructive feedback, I will always take it and try to implement it. And then at the same time, I like to give the feedback. I think that's really how we grow as a person. And again, what I said before, we have to really keep in mind that we are all here to achieve a common goal. We are not competing against each other. So back at my university, I would be part of various teams. And obviously, when you are working in a team, especially when you are not choosing the team yourself, but you are picked on random, you get people with different skill sets, whether it's a different English level or different, analytical skills, same as writing or presenting. And for me personally, I like things to be done in a very high manner. I have very high standards, and maybe that's a bit of my problem, but I like things to be done my way very often. Obviously, I'm trying to take others people's opinions into account, and definitely when we are having a brainstorming sessions, I'm very open for other people's ideas. But then when it comes to delivering work, I think certain things are not negotiable. So the situation I had was when we were writing a group essay, and one of my colleagues used ChatGPT to a very high level. Obviously, the AI is there to help us, and we should definitely take advantage of it. And I'm a person that always likes to, do some research with AI myself. But there has to be a balance between AI and, your own work. And when we are putting something into a group essay, especially, then it's going to be checked by the school. If we read it by ourselves, we have to make sure that we reference properly, and that if we use something from ChatGPT, we paraphrase it in a good manner. And this particular team member, he didn't necessarily have a good English skills, which I of course understand. But if you take something from ChatGPT, you have to make sure you paraphrase it. And when I was checking our essay, it turned out that his part was completely taken and copied from ChatGPT and not paraphrased. And the situation was that we literally had like less than a day till the deadline, and as you can imagine, there was a time pressure, and it was a bit stressed and stressful situation. And I tried to approach him and be like, look, like, this is not how you should deliver. Also, given that we were all doing a master's degree, I didn't think that someone would necessarily think that that's okay to deliver this kind of work. So yes, maybe I was a bit emotional when delivering my feedback. I usually try to, take a step back when sharing my thoughts and being, like, this is not really what I think is best, but helping this person understand what my perspective is on it, and then finding a common ground on how to deal with this issue. Thankfully, the person that I was talking to, he understood. And with the team of other team members, we managed to correct his part and make it cohesive with other parts of the essay.
Yeah, I completely understand what you're telling me, because as we've worked in several groups together, I completely know how you work, and I know you are a woman that's really critical, really direct. If she has a problem, I know you just give feedback directly. You like getting feedback too, but we have to understand that there's also some other people that are not willing to do that. That's why my next question is going to be about. I wanted to ask you, like, in the opposite side of you, have you ever been in a team where some people were hesitant to challenge ideas, or maybe some voices were ignored? And how did this affect the team's ability to solve problems effectively?
Is that the question that, like, for example, we were in a team and some people were not really willing to give feedback, or is it that their opinion were not like taken into account?
Yeah, it's both things. Some people maybe that don't want to share the experience, but it's also I want to ask some people that do want to share experience, but maybe there are other voices that don't allow them to share those experiences. You know that at the end of the day, it's
Yeah.
obviously going to be bad for the team.
It's a difficult situation because obviously we all have very different personalities, and some personalities are way stronger than others. There's also cultural aspects. Some cultures are naturally way more expressive than others. I would like to think that I'm a team member that makes sure that everyone's voice is heard whenever I would be in a team. Even though I'm very expressive and I like to work with expressive people, I will make sure that, especially when we are brainstorming and I'm working with new people, I would understand, their strengths, their weaknesses. I'm not afraid of what to say, of what I'm good at and what, for example, areas I need to improve on. And that I'm like to make with my team members at the beginning, especially if I don't really know them. And then, once we going farther into the project, I would, even if they are a bit more shy or more reserved, I would make sure to be like, hey, like, are you comfortable with this idea? Or maybe did you think of any other solutions to the project? So yeah, like for me personally, I would always make sure that everyone is involved. And even if there are stronger personalities than me, I never really experienced someone being excluded to a big level.
I mean, I wanted to ask you this question because I know that you and I, when we work together in teams, I cannot think about a moment where this happened. But maybe you had another experience in other teams because obviously you work in more teams. But yeah, as I know that you were a good teammate, okay, I could expect. I mean, I know you always like to ask people about their opinions and like to work in team and include all of them. So just in case. But okay, it's nice to see that you like when we are together in the team, you are that same teammate with other teams. Okay. Okay. Thank you for
Well,
sharing.
thankfully, I had good team members as well, and I very much enjoyed working with you always. So far, good experience, and I hope that continues.
Yes, yes. Just to sum it up, last question, I wanted to ask you what strategies or recommendations do you think can help turn these disagreements that can happen inside a team into productive discussions, so you don't create tension in a team?
Yeah, I really like this question because I think a lot of people, can see conflict as something negative, when I really try to see conflict as a growing opportunity. As mentioned, I really, really think that, especially as a person who is quite emotional, and when it gets intense, I like to take a step back and be like, look, like, this is a project we are all working on. We have a common goal, and we just need to find a way of working with each other and hearing each other. I really don't think it's about pointing fingers and being like, this is wrong, this is wrong. It's more about having a conversation and really understanding what the other person's expectations are, what their perspectives are on the topic. And, having this mindset in mind can really not only help you grow as a person, but can help other team members feel more comfortable when sharing opinions with you, if they can feel that you value their opinion, you want them to contribute so you can both achieve great things. I think that's really all about that, and then you can all come together and work on a project. So it's all about
Completely agree.
conversation and yeah.
Active listening also, we've studied that
Yes.
in a team collaboration course we are having now. So yeah, I mean, I
Absolutely.
completely agree with you. I just wanted to say thank you very much for spending your time today. As I said, I know your time is really valuable. So for me, it's everything. I don't know if you want to add something else.
No, but I think that's all from my side. But thank you very, very much for interviewing me. That was fun, and I hope my answers will be helpful.
Yes, thank you very much, Isabel. I hope to see you soon.
Yeah,
Bye.
hope to see you soon too. Bye.